Hey, it's Chime Time, and today we're going to be discussing my Redwing 1807 boots and how awesome they are and a bit about the maintenance behind them. So, as you can see, we have two of the same boots. Yes, they were purchased at the same time. They look slightly different, and that's because this one is freshly maintained and this one is in need of maintenance. Now, halfway through the process. It's not like it's been spaced out or anything, but here is a bit about, or visually, of how they look. And if you can get close up, this is what a boot looks like after it's been cleaned, but has kind of dry leather. And this is what the laces look like after they've been used. Now, leather laces are really amazing because how cool they look, and also like how tight they stay around your foot. Now, when you're tying these, they kind of tie like a normal lace, but because they're so flexible, they really like have like a lot of grab, I guess, like the actual material flexes. Now, these laces are a bit untied, so it's short, like up at the top, but normally I would wrap these around the back and bring them to the front and then tie them in the front. And they have like just kind of a really cool look. Redwing, these are Redwing Heritage, so they're 100% made in America, and the 1807 number designation is actually the year of, I guess it's like an anniversary thing, but this particular design was originally made in 1807. So it's what's been used for hundreds of years, and it's as much American heritage as you can get. I believe these are made in Minnesota. So, and then like as you can see where the laces were, there's like kind of a darker line to where they were tightened. And they're just an amazing boot in general. Now, this particular boot is what it looks like after you've used the non-staining leather cleaner, and it's got like a very rich color. Let's see inside if you want to see. And the laces are very, very much new, and they're going to be a bit on the long side, so when they're brand new, you're going to want some big loops until they naturally stretch to the point that you can wrap them around the back of the boot. Now, Redwing does offer like fabric or synthetic kind of laces, but if you're gonna keep it within the Redwing Heritage vibe, leather laces are the way to go. They're just so much cooler. They grab attention. I get so many compliments wherever I go. I did not anticipate that when I bought them, but at festivals, I get as many compliments on my boots sometimes as my crazy lavish outfits. Now, the two leather cleaners that Redwing offers are the all-natural leather conditioner, which does contain mink oil and beeswax. So it's kind of an all-natural conditioner. Again, these were purchased in a Redwing Heritage site, so or store. And when a store has that designation, everything's 100% made in America. Now, the mink oil dyes the boots, so they'll be a lot darker than this. Some people like that. I'm trying to get my leather boots to match my leather holsters, which I'll put on for you. And it's close enough. I mean, the dry tone matches a little bit more, but like the distance from my feet to my holsters on my shoulders will definitely be enough that it won't be so noticeable, I guess. And maybe just lighten up as they dry, because they're just freshly cured, I guess. Anyway, so the leather polish that you do want is the leather cream that comes in the kind of glass jar. So avoid this one if you want a darker color. I do have used the darker one on my other boots, of which I forgot the name of, but I have 2 pairs of Redwings, and I'll show you that in another video. Also, to help to remove the dirt, like I've purchased the Redwing horseshoe hair brush, and that's really good for getting in all the fine dips and creases. There is like a leather cleaner that I did purchase, but I haven't used it yet. I'm going to demo that on my other shoes because these were extremely dirty. I washed them underneath the sink, which was kind of recommended by the salespeople at the Redwing Heritage Store. Grown and Sewn in in Tribeca, New York, Manhattan, New York. And water and a towel worked really, really well, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll check on the other style later. When you're cleaning with your leather cream, which is made of neat's foot, it's a neat's foot oil blend, by the way. I just use a rag, as I was advised. Sometimes, I mean, like the instructions on these are pretty straightforward. It even says, by the way, leather cream should not darken leather. But clean shoes with damp rag, then let air dry. You know, maybe not run your shoes underneath the sink if it's not too dirty. And then everything else, use the brush. And then use a cloth or brush to apply cream sparingly in a circular motion. So I'll do that a little bit for you right now. My rag is quite dirty from having been using the cream. It will discolor the rag, so just an FYI, but it won't discolor the boot so much. It will darken the boot just because leather gets really light when it's dry. You do want to take the laces out. I'm gonna do this in parts, so we're gonna blast, I guess, just this ring around the front, just because like up and down the middle is like one solid color. You kind of want to do this in parts. So you want to go in a circular motion. Actually, this dry part isn't the best. This part has mink oil on it, which stays really, really oily for a long time, by the way. The mink oil is probably really good. Probably even better. And I don't know that for certain, but that's my estimate based on what we're feeling from this towel. Like, I used the mink oil months ago, and it's still pretty damp. And yeah, they probably used real minks for that. I had a girl telling me one time that they actually have to ring the mink. But another cool part about these boots, since I'm cleaning for me to tell you, is that the soles in the bottom have stitching and can be removed. Now, the soles down here are just a little bit worn out, but I'm told that this isn't enough to justify resoling the boot. I mean, if you got the money, go for it. I don't think they would mind too much. I think it is an inconvenience for the salespeople, perhaps, because it's another thing for them to do while they're working, but whatever. However, I'm gonna wait. And the back of this, the profile, I'm gonna wait till it is rocking a bit more. Now, I wear these because they're good for posture, I think, especially with a cork sole and walking so many miles or standing in one place for like so many hours at a time. I think it's really good on reducing the shock, like absorption from just even dancing at these festivals, but let alone just walking on hard surfaces. Like, I call these actually the Dino Stompers because I used them at Legend Valley in Ohio for Lost Lands, which is dinosaur themed, and these things were totally called for. I also used them when I was visiting Bangkok in Thailand, and Bangkok has notoriously bad sidewalks in many of the main stretches, like alongside like non-elevated highways, and this will keep your legs from rolling big time. The shorter boots, which I also have another pair of, will protect you ample, but these will protect like no other. They've really saved me big time, and there's been other times where I've been wearing the shorter boots where I wished that they were just like an inch higher. Like an inch makes a huge difference when it comes to the dangers of rolling your ankle. So I'm not going to demo this process too much for you, but I'm really glad to show you so that you see what it looks like. Don't be afraid to use too much of this oil, because you could always just spread it around real quick with the rest of the cloth. And this is how much, I mean, when you get the new leather cream, it's pretty much full to the top. However much it is that I used is how much I used on this boot. It was brand new before I got it. Prices aren't too bad, but like, I don't even remember what I paid for these boots, but they're worth it. And when you do buy them, you're gonna want to maintain them. Like, they're kind of like a hobbyist kind of boot is what I would describe them as. Like, other boots are cool, but if you're going to be wearing these for like a long time, it's kind of like a career thing. And having the interchangeable sole, not all boots have that, and like, you're paying extra money for the ability to like wear this for like a lifetime. This is a lifetime boot. Like, it may outlast me. It very well could. And if you take care of these, like, these boots are a year old, and they're like a year and a few months old, almost a year and a half, and they've been taking some really hard abuse. Like, I even took them to Malta and went to St. Peter's Lagoon, maybe? And they had lime on them and all kinds of dust. I've taken them to Jacksonville and the swamps. Like, these things are really hardy. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. Again, these are the Redwing type 18 or 1907s. I think I might have said 1807 before.
You did say 1807.
Yeah, these are the type 1907s. 100 years of history. Really great boot. And I'm Chime Time. Thanks for everything. Live to love, Chime Time.